what comes to mind when you hear the word visibility? Or what does visibility mean to you?
2021 saw a record number of anti-trans bills in state legislatures across the country.
It has become a new front in the culture war.
The NCAA is basically taking efforts to destroy women's athletics.
Governor Greg Abbott and State Attorney General Ken Paxton have directed state agencies to conduct investigations of families when they provide gender-affirming medical care for transgender children.
Not so long ago, it was a feature of high school biology class that biological sex is biologically real. It's detectable at the DNA level. You are born with it. You don't get to choose it.
This is the only billboard in Dayton that has the signage supporting trans lives.
It's pretty apparent to why they were denying it.
Despite the pushback, this team plans to continue trying to get these signs out there.
Please welcome Janet Mock.
Please welcome Laverne Cox.
I am getting so tired of this woke world.
I'm glad that it has gotten out.
Those who knew Mallory say she dedicated her life to advocating for the LGBTQ community and Black trans women. Her body was found along the shores of Lake Michigan in Evanston nearly a week after she was first reported missing.
I think we just want to tell stories that aren't always specifically about our experience as trans people.
There cannot be an end to patriarchy without an embracing of trans rights. It's fundamentally impossible.
Is there still a delay?
Just a little lag, but it's not bad.
Okay.
Got it. Got it.
I had went frozen for a while. I dropped.
Oh, now I can hear you better.
Oh, okay. Hey, Chase, how's it going?
I'm doing well. How about yourself, Darius?
Not bad.
I'm recording. Good luck with your interview. I'll be here.
So if you can introduce yourself with your name, pronouns, gender identity, and age.
My name's Dylan. I use she, her pronouns.
And how old are you?
I just turned 27.
Oh, nice. Happy belated, maybe?
Yeah, thank you.
My name is Ian, pronouns he, him. My age is 22. My gender identity is transmasculine.
So my name is Sinead Danny Moreno Kinney. Sinead is spelled Sineade.
I'm Elizabeth Coffey Williams, and I go by lady pronouns, which are typically she, her, unless someone's annoyed with you. And I am proudly 74 years old, which means since I transitioned in 1972, this is the 50th anniversary of my transition.
So my name is Shane Gentile. My pronouns are they and them. I'm 44 years old, and I identify as trans non-binary.
My name is Ari. I'm 21 years old and use they, them pronouns, and I identify as transmasculine and genderqueer.
Can you spell your name for me?
Sure, CHAMAR. So language for me, if you're not being disrespectful, I'm okay. You can call me whatever you want. You know what I mean? I'm all right.
My name is TJ Durian. My pronouns are he, him, his. I'm 40 years old, and I identify as a trans man.
My name is Claudia Haddad. My pronoun is she or female pronouns. My age is 72, soon to be 73. I've been a world walker.
My name is Chase, Chase Smith. I lowercase my name if that matters usually. I use they, them pronouns. I'm 22 years old, and I, at the moment, identify as non-binary, but it's kind of complex. I just more so identify as trans than like a specific necessarily role or label. But I think non-binary definitely encapsulates most of what's going on with my gender, at least.
My name is Elise Parrish. My pronouns are they, them. I'm 30, almost 6 years old, and I identify as, so many words, non-binary transmasculine. Oh, it goes up and down.
That's the thing about fluidity, right?
Yeah, like the naming, yeah. How do you put a name on everything? You can't, but we try.
Today marks Transgender Day of Visibility, a day to celebrate the lives and contributions of trans people around the world.
A minority group that often feels invisible wants you to pay attention. It's a day set aside for raising awareness, but it comes at a time when a number of states are being accused of legislating discrimination.
Today, I join Americans and people around the world in honoring International Transgender Day of Visibility. On this occasion, we celebrate the worth and dignity of every person. We recognize that every person, regardless of whom they are or whom they love, deserves to live openly and freely in safety and security and free from discrimination and violence. I am proud to be part of an administration committed to treating every person with respect and dignity.
I started the Transgender Day of Visibility 9 years ago. Yeah, yay! You think that you're not good enough to be an activist? You are wrong. If you think you aren't smart enough to be an activist, you are wrong. If you think that you're not fluid enough to be an activist, you are wrong.
We're about to do a lightning round of favorites. And you gotta think on your feet. No
stop. There we go. Bring it to me, I'm ready.
You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
All right. If you're gonna reach in the refrigerator to grab anything right now, what would it be and why?
Some nice iced coffee, because it'll get me up and get me going.
If you open the refrigerator right now, what's the first thing you're gonna grab? Quick.
Cereal.
I don't know why you keep keeping the cereal in the fridge, but all right now.
It's not, but the milk's for the cereal.
You said cereal, you got your cereal in the fridge. Favorite song? Or the last song you played?
Probably As I Am by Her.
Okay. Last song you played?
It's a J. Cole song, the name of which I don't actually know. I have to search.
Now you have to sing a little bit of it first.
No.
Come on, give us some chorus.
Hold on, now I gotta dig deep because I don't want to misrepresent the bars. Am I allowed to curse? Like, what are the rules?
Yeah, you can say whatever you want.
My favorite food? Probably apple pie.
I'm a really big fan of like fruits, so I really like oranges and mangoes and like watermelon and like strawberries. So like if I ever have to go to, it would be fruit.
So can you tell me what defines you, or what are some of the things that define you?
My defiance about hiding who I am, because it never occurred to me to be ashamed of who I am.
And what would you say defines you?
I think I'm very empathetic, and I mostly just want to learn about new stuff. And I do like talking to other people, so I like hearing their stories, and I like knowing how I can help.
I play music
What kind of
pretty
band?
often, like a punky, grungy, like sad girl bullshit kind of stuff.
I'm a comic book nerd, as some of the backdrop perhaps suggests. Specifically, like the X-Men are they're my home base.
I am a leap year baby, so I'm actually born on a special day, February 29th. And that, for those who don't know, that comes every 4 years. And most people wonder my age, my leap age is, so the next birthday I'll be 7, and that's in 2024.
I'm a cat dad. I love my cat, and I will show you all the pictures and talk about Bella all day, every day.
Favorite place to visit?
Boston.
I love Baltimore because not only was it the place where I transitioned, but it was also the place where I met my lifelong friend, John Waters.
I love that little gazebo right behind the art museum on top of the river. It's my favorite place to go in Philly.
So could you tell me a little bit more about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So I'm an educator, which is really important to me, and I'm still a student of life and a student of advanced education, which is, again, constantly part of growing and really important to me.
Favorite TV show?
I want to say Midnight Gospel.
Okay. And favorite place that you visited?
I don't know. I'm a homebody, so probably friend's house, family members,
I
nature.
like that one. That's a good one. That might be one of my favorites so far.
Favorite childhood show? I like SpongeBob. I was a real SpongeBob kid.
Favorite movie?
Favorite movie? You're asking me these hard questions.
What inspires me? My ancestors. If we go back pre-colonial times, our two-spirit ancestors lived in harmony within the tribe with their gender identities, with not discrimination. They were the peacemakers.
Who has inspired you or inspires you currently?
As far as an individual, I can't
Or what
say.
inspires you?
Music.
Okay.
I like jazz. And easy listening. Like, I like my playlist is ridiculous. I could go from Frank Sinatra to 50 Cent. You know what I mean? So music inspires me. The ability to create inspires me because I'm able to sometimes take a person's ideas and bring it to life. So I like that. And those are the things that I look for.
Now back to it. I know that's probably the most intense question we've had.
Okay, that's good. All right, let's go.
All right.
What comes to mind when you hear the word visibility? Or what does visibility mean to you? What do you think of when you hear that?
So,
what comes to mind when you hear the word visibility?
Yeah, a lot, honestly.
Visibility means literally being seen, right? But it's just seen as another human being.
I think for me, visibility is being listened to and actually seen by others.
The word visibility is definitely complicated, to say the least.
What I've come to know in my experience, all that you see is not all that there is. You have to see with more than your eyes when you're dealing with our community. Because I come to you as a shell, but what I offer you is what's inside my heart and soul.
I think in the past, I strictly thought of it in a positive light, right? In terms of the queer and trans communities needing visibility, particularly within media, to be able to tell our stories, to see ourselves reflected in movies, books, whatever the case might be. And I still want that, and I still crave that, and it's been wonderful to see sort of an emergence of that in the last few years in particular, especially trans-made media. I also feel like visibility has a lot of other things attached to it. I mean, we've definitely seen visibility backlash, especially again in the last few years.
Visibility and safety kind of go hand in hand.
Visibility is indicative of like a massive threat to the community. It feels sort of dangerous in a way. I'm thinking of states where like Child Protective Services is like literally being ordered to like investigate the families of trans children, and so like visibility is a threat to their safety, to their ability to like be within a loving home. When you are visible, you are exponentially more likely to be the recipient of transphobia.
What it looks like to be visible is to have people, include you in conversations, using they, them pronouns, because they understand that the spectrum is so wide and it's not just a he or a she. Gender neutral bathrooms, I feel like that's visibility. Visibility now means, to me, making space for myself. And while I do that, I'm making space for other people like me. As a kid, you always know who you are, but the world starts to try to mold you and change you.
For me, it means showing up, standing up, and letting people know that you're here, that we are here, that we've always been here. And whether they are particularly comfortable with it or not for their own reasons, we've been here for a long time. If we don't stand up, they can't see us.
For me personally, being visible really means that whoever I'm working with, so whether that's a provider of my own, whether that's colleagues, whether that's friends, family, whoever it is, doesn't discount my transness, sees it for what it is, understands that that adds to a different life experience in many, many ways.
I think it's been a really nice thing to be able to see so many different types of people and kind of pick and choose from the options of what I'm going to be myself. Sometimes I also think about how people use visibility as a substitute, sometimes for actual, substantive, heartfelt change.
Some of the costs that comes with visibility definitely affect on mental health and physical health.
We talk about the way that trans people are marginalized and oppressed and the way that we suffer, but trans people are so capable of joy. And I just want the world to know that my experience figuring out that I'm trans and being able to come into my identity and being able to come into a more genuine presentation of myself has been the most joyful and euphoric experience. And unless I was able to find that out, I would not have been this happy in life.
When I hear the word visibility, I think it's freedom. Visibility gives you freedom. Visibility that you walk the world with that don't give a fuck attitude. This is me, take it or leave it. We need to be visible because we have to give hope to the children.
Visible is great in some ways, but trans people die every day too. And that to me seems like a way more pressing thing to kind of figure out than whether or not people know I exist up the street from them. The Trans Day of Visibility is super important in many ways, but it kind of seems like this thing now where we are visible, and also some of us may not want to be visible, and what is that visibility like? How is that really benefiting the community in some ways sometimes, right? Where we can talk about being visible and like, you know, we can have like all these fucking companies or people or whatever talk about it, but you know, that doesn't really change a lot of the problems.
Let's look at visibility for more than what our eyes are doing. Let's look at what our minds and what our heart, you know, our intuition is telling us. That's what I think about when I think about visibility.